What's good, everybody? It's your boy, Moss. It's Tuesday night, and it's another adventure, another adult conversation with Moss. And tonight's conversation, we're going to look at Kamala Harris. Had I known, I'm gonna be honest with you, the vice presidential debate slipped my mind. So we'll talk about Kamala for a little bit, and if you all want to talk about the vice presidential debate, we can do that as well. But you got to give thanks to the Most High. We made it to another Tuesday. Made it to another Tuesday. Hope everybody had a good weekend. Here in the Midwest, it rained for about 7 days in a row. The rain stopped Saturday night going into Sunday, and now the weather's kind of cool. So we had rain for 7 days, and now it's supposed to be, high tonight. The low tonight is supposed to be 43, so it's going to be kind of chilly tonight. But let's get into the current events. I hope everyone had a chance to go to the grocery store today, because with the dock workers strike that went off, there were some places that went on strike last night at midnight, but most of the places went on strike today at like 10 o'clock this morning. So there's 45,000 dock workers who are basic across the United States who are on strike. They are looking for a 75% increase in their salary. So when it comes to negotiations, they're always going to start high, see what they can try to get. But we know that right now, with the way the economy is going, it's going to be really, really hard for them to get a 75% salary increase. So hope everything works out and they're not on strike for too long, because basically the prices of groceries, the prices of a lot of products that you use on a daily basis, prices are about to go up. And they've said that the prices could go up anywhere between 25 to 35%. So yeah, I went to the grocery store. It wasn't really crowded, but the lady at the counter said that basically it had been a steady stream of people coming in all day long, basically shopping. And I went and got everything that I need to get, filled my refrigerator up. Also went and filled my gas tank up. So I hope everybody had a chance to do that, because yeah, things are about to change as of tomorrow, as long as the strike goes on. Hopefully they can strike a deal quickly and we can get back to, prices have already been high. So I can't say get back to regular, because prices are ridiculously high now, and they're about to get more, about to higher. So with that being said, the Kamala files. Shouts out to everybody that's watching on Facebook. I sent out about 1,200 invites. So I hope I hope there's a whole lot of interaction tonight. As y'all know, like I usually do, we'll talk for about 15, 20 minutes, and then I'm most likely going to cut Facebook. Also, y'all can come over and join the conversation. The Kamala files. With everything that's been going on, I wanted to do a deep dive in each candidate, because I haven't made my choice. I don't know who I'm voting for. And I'm not gonna say who, but there was a certain person that when they saw this title, they basically called me this morning and said, just don't even vote. Just don't vote. I mean, why? Why is it not vote? And the reason I wanted to do this is because usually when I ask Kamala 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 Harris's the reasons why they are voting for her, nobody can say anything. They just say just because. So I have a poll that I put up. And basically what the poll is if you are voting for Kamala Harris, why? And I put four different things. I said, because you think she's black. Her policies, I'm just a Democrat. And the last one is I'm not voting for her. And the poll is rolling now. There's 67% of people already who have said that they're not voting for Kamala. And there's 33% that say they are. And this is a microcosm of what I've been seeing everywhere. Everywhere, every poll that I have seen that is a national based poll, every poll has Donald Trump winning, leading by at least two-thirds of the vote. Most of the votes say that Donald Trump is in the 60s and Kamala is in the 30 to 40% range. But they keep talking about how she is dead heat, neck and neck. But like I said a month ago, I can see this presidential race being a landslide. I really can. But we're going to look at Kamala Harris tonight. The good, the bad. Let's start out with the good. Gonna start out with the good. And I will say that when I was doing my research for this, I got two videos that I'm going to play. At some point, they're both like 5 or 6 minutes long, but they give a deep glimpse into who Kamala Harris is. So the reason that we're doing this is to, basically in an educated way, as much as we can to learn about her. Now, I will say, when I watched these two videos, I was surprised. I'm not going to say surprised, because one of the videos we're going to look at is we're going to look at they have two of her friends from college who basically tell a story about her from growing up, her background, and you'll see. So I myself, in doing the research for this show tonight, learned a lot about Kamala Harris that I did not know. So we're going to learn a little bit about. But how's everybody doing? What's going on with everybody? How was your weekend? How's the week going? How's the work week going? Talk to me, y'all. Talk to me. Talk to me. Oh, Mia. Oh, I know it's gonna be one of those. It's gonna be one of those evenings tonight. Got Mia M in the house. What's going on, YWG? We got YWG in the house. Wow. Wow. Why didn't I put she's not orange or a felon? Wow, okay. That she is not. So to get the comments started off, like we got Leah Emmett. She says some medications are about to be harder to get. Too, diabetes gets a stockpile. It's about to be real strange. And I'll say this: that I was at the when I was at the store, there's a guy in Delhi that I talk to whenever I go to the store, and we were talking about how prices are going to go up. And he was telling me how he takes Adderall. He takes Adderall, and he said that for 1 month, 30 pills with his insurance discount and everything that he gets, he said that he pays $60, $60 a month for a month supply. So he was talking about how he's already working 2 jobs and he's stretched thin with how things are going. I know he works full time at Kroger, and I don't know what his second job is, but basically he said he has 2 jobs, and he says if things get much higher, he's going to have to get a third job. Now that's crazy, but I do know people who are working 2 and 3 jobs. But it was just strange how we were having this conversation and people were listening, and they were just like, yeah, everybody knew what was going on in terms of the dock workers and how prices are going to go up. The people that I talked to that were at the grocery store, everybody was that's the reason that they were at the store today. So people know what's going on. We don't know how bad it's going to be, but it's going to be real bad. But yeah, $60 a month for his Adderall, and he says that he knows that it's probably going to go up because of the strike that's going on. So hopefully it doesn't go up too high. But wow, people who have to take monthly, who have to take daily medications, who have to take daily medications, it's gonna be rough because those prices of those pharmaceuticals are most likely, just like everything else, going to go up. So as we get closer to the holiday season, it's gonna be real tight. I mean, I told my mother to go buy the Thanksgiving turkey today. I told her, yeah, so my mother went and bought the Thanksgiving turkey today. Their shopping day because I can't even imagine. Stuff is already high now, so I can't even imagine how much a turkey is going to cost once we get into November. So yeah, I told my mother to go to Kroger, or yeah, she shops at Kroger. Told her to go get the turkey, put it in the deep freeze because it's not going to be any cheaper than it is now. And another thing I've been noticing these sales that have been going on. It's not really a sale because basically something will cost $6 and they'll raise it to something that costs $6 and they'll raise it to $15, and then they'll give you a 50% off discount, and you're still paying more than what the price was 2 weeks ago. So don't fall victim to these deceptive practices that the stores have. You have to be really going. People are going to have to really, really pay attention to how they spend their money this holiday season. But if we're not prepared, we'll get prepared. But yeah. Mia also said, why don't you say her name? Kamala? Kamala. Kamala. So yeah, I will. I'm trying to make a concerted effort to say her name right. Kamala. Let's not disrespect. Okay, I'm not Kamala. 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 She's not a felon and she's not orange. We got YWG in the house. Okay. If they're not voting for Kamala, are they planning to vote? I keep hearing people saying they're not going to vote. I've been hearing that as well. I can't believe. I mean, it's crazy. My mother has always been on me about making sure I go vote and all these things like that. So it's just surprising that I haven't made my decision because I haven't made my decision to vote for Kamala. My mother is like, don't vote, don't vote. So I don't know what's going on with this don't vote but people are going to vote. They may say they're not going to vote, but they're going. It's just a lot of people just don't want to argue because the Kamala supporters are very, very argumentative and very defensive when you ask them questions about why they're voting for it. So we're going to start this off. We got this video that I'm going to play. That's if it's still on here. It's two videos. This one's about 5 minutes long. And if you don't know anything or you don't know about Kamala's background, this 5 minute video is going to give you some in-depth information about who she is as a person, her upbringing, and things of that nature. And I'll be the first to say I was one of those people that was saying she's not black, and I mean the debate is still on. And we'll get to that as we get to go through the good and get to the bad and get to the ugly. But say this in the research that I did, all the videos and all the write-ups that I saw, they did always mention that she was a East Asian as well as a African American woman. So there wasn't. I never saw anything where they didn't say that she was a black woman, and I never saw anywhere where they said she was an Indian woman. It was always biracial black Indian. So I did my research on that, and I was not able to find anything that different where they can say that, well, she was Indian and now everything that I saw going all the way back to when she was voted in as district attorney of San Francisco, everything said that she was biracial, African American, and Indian. So hope that puts that to bed. But let's get to this video. It's very, very insightful. So, like I said, I haven't made my choice of who I'm going to vote for. And hopefully these next couple of weeks when I do deep dives in both Kamala and Donald Trump, we'll get a better understanding of where they are in terms of their policies. I'm going to look at her policies. I'm going to look at her stances tonight. But let's start out by learning a little bit about Kamala.
She was always the one who was very even keel, not fazed, and not in that I don't care way, in a focused way.
She did the work. There was nothing given to her.
Okay.
I mean, and it was hard. She was one to not let anyone tell her who she was.
All Americans would go forward.
I hope you all learn a little bit about.
Now I'd like to show you Macintosh in person.
My name is Jill Lewis, and I went to college with Kamala Harris. It was a very interesting time when we were in college at Howard in the 80s. The first African-American woman became Miss America, and it was an event because it was groundbreaking. It was something that we had never seen before. The Cosby Show came on during that time, and the opportunity to see educated professionals in a functional family was a new phenomenon on television. To be coming of age in a time where you could see that possibilities were opening up. The horizons were broadening for women, for people of color. That, I think, was very important.
Do not listen when they say it can't be done. Howard taught me, and it has taught you. You can do anything, and you can do everything.
My name is Dr. Shelley Young-Tompkins, and I had the pleasure of befriending Kamala my freshman year at Howard University. On campus, she was known for being a woman about business. She and I would be mistaken for, professors because we would have briefcases,
A lot of colleges, people may wear jeans or sweatshirts. Howard was a school where people actually dressed up to go to class. Our generation felt
I was
like
when I went to Clark
start
Atlanta.
right
We dressed up
now,
to go to class.
that would be problematic for us. So
We
I
had to
think we
dress up.
took ourselves fairly seriously.
My name is Lita Rosario, and I recruited Kamala Harris for the Howard University debate team. A lot of times when males and females are in, debates or spirited conversations, the men kind of, use their physicalness to kind of make their point. And I saw that Kamala, that she didn't back down when they did that she proceeded to make her point. And it's funny because when I look at her on television today, I still see that character in her.
There was a little girl in California who was part of the second class to integrate her public schools. And she was bused to school every day. And that little girl was me.
Every school day of the year in Berkeley, the buses move almost 3,500 children.
See in these videos where basically
My
they
name is
say
Carol,
that
and I lived around the corner
her
from
mother
Kamala.
raised her as
Kamala
a
and I were
black
bused together from 1971 to 1973.
I learned a lot in a lot of
School.
them.
We met each other every morning at the corner of Bancroft and Browning in West Berkeley and stood in line to get on the bus. Berkeley began the busing program because they thought that they should integrate their schools and because the neighborhoods were so divided. To be able to be bused and go into this other environment, it transports you into a whole nother little, universe. It just expands your mind. I just remember her being happy. She would talk, sing songs. If the bus driver needed to say something and the kids were talking, Kamala would make sure, people tamped down so that everyone can listen to what the bus driver was saying. I remember her being like sitting in the front of the circle. She was very attentive. She was paying attention. She wasn't talking. Some of the kids might be in the back talking. She was listening. She was listening to the story.
Had she not been bused, her life could have taken a totally different course.
I recall her saying that she wouldn't be senator if she hadn't had that opportunity.
My name is Stacy Johnson Batiste. I've known Kamala since we were about 4.5 years old. The one thing that stands out is she's the friend that listens to you.
Kamala's mother is Indian and her father was Jamaican.
She was part of a global conversation around race and identity at an early age. And I think that she had to learn how to become very secure within herself.
She just really grew up in a very multicultural environment. But her mother raised her and Maya as black women, because that's what they were. And it was a very intentful upbringing. And Kamala really, was proud of it.
Kamala's mother, was, one of the leading scientists in this country, if not across the world, for cancer research.
And she really impressed upon Kamala and Maya to
I'll get to the comments
and be who you want to be, and you define yourself and you define who you are.
Don't you ever listen and let anybody ever tell you what you can or cannot be.
I'm so proud of her, beyond words.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for...
Shouts out to Nightline for that great video. But after you watch that video, does it give you more of an understanding of her as a woman, her mother raising her as a black woman? I'll be honest, when I watched that video, it kind of changed the narrative that people have been trying to press on her. Not that, and like I said, not that it matters if she's a black woman or not, but her mom raised her as a black woman, so it can't be denied. So after seeing that video, what do you think? And that's just the beginning. There's another video that we're going to look at, and basically the next video, we're not going to watch the whole thing. It's like 15 minutes, but I think we're going to watch like the first 5 minutes. And basically, we're going to look at is this lady's introduction of Kamala Harris, and she's going to go through she's basically going to go through Kamala's entire career and to give you lots of the accomplishments that she's made. Now, I know you all may think this is slanted, but I wanted to give the good, the bad, and the ugly. So these are the good things that I was able to find about Kamala. So after seeing that video, does it give you a different perspective of her as a woman? Or are these things that you already knew about her? I had never seen that video, so when I watched it, it was kind of enlightening to me, and it gave me a different outlook on how I feel. Some of these comments. Work week is whack. What we come on? It can't be that bad. Okay, we got Jimmy. What's going on, Jimmy? Man, we had a rough one watching that game Saturday. Man, we had a rough. We'll be back this week. We'll be back this week. Card Nation, we'll be back this week. So Jimmy the Kid said, "Do your own research from trusted sources. Don't trust opinion or biased media. Make an informed decision based on who is best for what you believe in. No one needs to care what you exactly." Exactly, Jimmy. I got into it with some of my fraternity brothers because we were going back and forth, and I was telling them that at that point I wasn't voting. I didn't know who I was voting for, and they told me I had to give them a decision. I said that even when I made my decision, I may not tell anybody what my decision is because that's my decision. I can choose to tell somebody who I'm going to vote for. I can choose not to. That's a personal decision. We can have debates about it, and I can play the devil's advocate for both of them. But if I don't tell you who I'm voting for, you don't know who I'm voting for. And then there's a lot of people out here who are going to say one thing, and when they go behind that curtain, they're going to do another. So everybody has their own choice on who they can vote for. Yeah, you can't listen to everybody else because there's a lot of group. And I will say this: in the Democratic Party right now, there's a lot of groupthink that's going around. A lot of groupthink and a lot of bullying, trying to bully people into making a choice to vote for Kamala. But that's just things that I've noticed. Just some things I've noticed. But good point, Jimmy. Good point. Yeah, it's your choice who you want to vote for, regardless of what somebody thinks. Jimmy followed that up with pay attention to actions more than words. The devil has a forked tongue for a reason. Boom. Jimmy, you coming in, you coming in with the knowledge and logic tonight, man. Okay. Mia M, dude's insurance is not great. Poor guy. We got to pay attention to our benefits. They are part of a compensation. Yeah. I always, when I start a new job or when I get I want to give me the booklet. I want to look at the booklet. I want to see what's the breakdown, how much it's going to cost, what portion they're going to pay, and things of that nature. Because, people pay more attention to salary, but a lot of people should pay more attention to the total compensation package because you want to look at the total value of what you're getting and not just the monetary value because sometimes benefits can be, if not as important, but more important than the actual salary. So, people pay attention to your benefits. And Mitchell, I'm trying to figure out why we are always stuck with two candidates. Voting for these two fools is like ordering a shat sandwich with cheese or without, but it's still shat. Okay, okay. Jimmy said Indian Jamaica. Yeah, that's what I say. You can be raised as a black, and there's nothing wrong with that. But your dad is Jamaican and your mom is Indian. You're a minority one. I don't we're going to Kabla Nation like Tiger Woods. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. With everything that's going on and people can be who they want to be. I mean, Mama raised her as a black woman. I mean, I'm still gonna say she's the new Rachel Lola, y'all, but I mean, that's my opinion. That's my opinion. But like I said, I did watch the video, but and I'm saying that in a sarcastic kind of way. And the reason I say that is like it's what the Democrats do, man. They pull at people's, they try to pull at y'all's emotions. Try to put your emotional attachment to a candidate. And it really should, I mean, you want to have some type of emotion, but you don't. Democrats tug at black people's emotions. Sometimes you gotta let the emotions out the door and look at the facts. And Mitchell, she is not black, and even by Disney magic, who gives? M. Mitchell's on one tonight, so I can say that M. Mitchell was probably one of those people. We got 8 votes, and basically 12 people said they're voting just because they're a Democrat. 25% said her policies. 62% said they're not voting for her. Maybe in the good part about Kamala, it will change your mind, but I don't know. Maybe it'll change your mind, and then we get to the bad and the ugly. Maybe it'll go back because yeah, it's bad and it's ugly. But we're trying to get all the good out. Trying to get all the good out in the beginning. Jimmy said, "Wait, who produced the videos?" There's it's Nightline. That was a video. It was on Nightline. Was it biased? I would say yeah, it was biased because they were. I mean, can you be truthful and still be biased? I think so. So I think those ladies were being truthful about Kamala, but was it biased? Yeah, they're not going to say anything bad about her in her op piece. So I mean, Jimmy said this seems like whoever produced this has influenced the audience already by talking about black race and not the. Why are they make why do they make it about race? Why can't she just be a woman? Does race add a little spiciness to it? Like I said, or does it add some emotional attachment to it? That's what Democrats do. They try to emotionally attach you to them. And people are fed up with that. Yeah. Said she was never bused because she went to school in Canada. Man, they got pictures of her in school in Mitchell. They got pictures of her in school, man. I don't know about her going to school in Canada, but she went to school in California because they got pictures of her in class. Unless those are doctor pictures, but I doubt that because the one lady said she knew since she was 4.5 years, but we know they can always have actors. I don't know. I don't know. I'm trying to give some good information about Kamala, because I didn't want people to say that I was slanted in my approach to doing this video on Kamala. So now when we get to the bad part, will it be biased because it's bad? I think you have to look at the lens from where you're getting the information from. Nightline, I don't. Is Nightline slanted? I don't know. I just know that there's 3 or 4 people that own all the news networks, and they basically dictate what goes out to us. Nightline. Video was by Nightline. Y'all are wild, man. Wow, come on, M. Mitchell. And Mitchell said, what happened to her Indian hair? It looks fine. Oh, man. I will say this. Her mama raised her as a black girl. Because society, whether she was Jamaican or African or African American, she was black. She was melanated. And the world was going to look at her like she was a black woman. So her mom raised her as a black woman to have to instill some pride in her. Because like they said, her mom is a very, very well-respected, very, very well-respected scientist. So she's coming from a background of her mom already being that outwardly smart, intelligent lady who's basically she just kind of followed in her mom's footsteps, except in the political arena. Mia M said, at M. Mitchell, everyone's hair comes in different textures, right? Yeah. So I don't think there's no such thing as good hair, bad hair. If you believe that propaganda. So what? So Jimmy, you're saying that video was propaganda? I mean, I guess they're trying to get the point out. Trying to get the point out. Is it biased? I mean, they're not going to say anything bad about it. I'm looking at this vice presidential debate that's going on in the background. It looks real boring. I'm not sure if anybody's watching it, anybody can give some updates, but I'm looking at it and I haven't seen anything. I'm listening to it a little bit, but yeah, I haven't heard anything of substance come out of this vice presidential debate. But who knows? Me and him said, I feel like some white folks were all up in this production because the beige standard of beauty acceptability is coming from a beige. And a beige. Oh, come on. Jimmy the Kid, that was produced by ABC, who was, I think all of them, I mean, ABC is biased and somewhat. CBS is biased somewhat. Fox is biased somewhat. NBC, I always looked at NBC like a Republican channel. So I think they're all going to be, I think even the ones that are, even so, even if it's a negative video and it's about Kamala, it's going to be biased towards the negative. So I think, you're going to get it on both. It's got to be a happy medium, but you got to look at both sides and then choose what's the happy medium for you. Yeah, Marshall in here. He said, "What would her mom know about a Black American?" I didn't want to be the one to bring that up, but Marshall brought that up, so let's discuss it. What would her mom know about being a Black American woman to raise her as a Black woman? Ooh, that is a good comment, Marshall. That's a what would her mom know about? I don't think she would know too much. YWG said, LOL, nothing. Her mom is Indian. Versus only a Black American woman can raise a Black girl as a Black woman. Explain how an Indian woman can do. I don't think that can be done. I think she can raise her daughter as a minority, as a melanated person, but as a Black woman, she can't. She can't. I mean, I don't know. Can she? Mia M said it's important to pay attention to who is performing their promises and who is most likely to get our country attacked, destroyed, who is going to protect the rights of you and your loved one. Yeah, we're going to get to that. I'm going to, because basically I have a breakdown of her stances on, there's 10 different areas that they looked at, and they look at her stance in each one of those. And we're going to get to that. We're going to. Kamala does not have one drop. Shouts out to my homie Terrence Horton. He is running for city council in Dayton, Kentucky. Go check out his page on Facebook. We do have Black men who are in the community running for office. Terrence Horton is one of them. He had his political kickoff this past Saturday. I was able to see him at the after party. I was supposed to be at the political event, but I was watching the Louisville game. I apologize, Terrence. But I did get to see you. Congratulations on throwing your hat in the ring. You're going to win, man. You're going to win. We're going to speak it into existence. I told you I'm going to be helping you on the trail, whatever you need me to do for you. So, yeah, go check out Terrence Ford's page. And he said Kamala does not have one drop. I identify as, YWG said he identifies as a millionaire. You can identify as a millionaire, but do you have the money in the bank, man? And I guess you can be what you want in your head, but the world we live in now, you can be what you want to be. Marshall said, just like reparations, it should be a total package, not just money. Exactly. There is no monetary value and that they could give you. And I'll be honest, I've been one of the people to say that reparations really doesn't matter to me because I don't think we're going to get it in my lifetime anyway. I just don't see it happening. If it does, I don't see it happening. So if we do get reparations, cool. If we don't, as long as I got my respect, that's all I'm doing. Respect me as a man, as a whole man, not 2/3 of me. YWG said Democrats focus on identity, not policy. I would agree with that. In some in the circle in the Obama and with Kamala, I can see that. I don't know. Joe Biden, I guess it's just optics. He was with Obama. I don't know. Marshall said Kamala can be a space alien if she wants to. All I care about is what that alien gonna do for me and my kind. And she has, we're gonna get to a policy. Now, I don't where they frame these, I guess they got this from different speeches that she's had because I don't think she sat anywhere in one space and talked about these 10 things that they have, where she stands on those issues. So we're gonna look at it. Marshall says, so far I have not seen anything. I was doing this video. It was hard to find good things about Kamala. It was hard. It was hard. There is a lot, and it wasn't just one news outlet. It was all the outlets. And I'm gonna get to it where there are people in the Democratic Party who don't think she's going to win. So, and we'll talk about that. That's when we're gonna get to the bad and the ugly. But right now, we're talking about the good thing about like button, share the video out, subscribe to the channel. I know I went over a little bit because we're 43 minutes into the show, but y'all know. Oh, shouts out to the people that's watching me on Africa TV. It's a free web service that is in Africa. There's Chinese people, there's Taiwanese people, there's African people. So shouts out to my people in China who are watching me. Shouts out to my people in Taiwan who are watching me. And shouts out to the people in Africa. Africa TV. But yeah, I'm trying to go worldwide, y'all. But YWG said cosplay is black every 4 years. Okay. See, we're talking about Kamala. If we were talking about everybody, I'd be talking about that crazy dude who said he was a black Nazi, but we'll talk about that next week. Jimmy the Kid said, how is that different than blackface? It seems convenient. Wow. How is that different? Okay, when you say, how is that different from blackface? Are we saying them parading her around as a black woman and she's not black? And I understand exactly what you're saying, Jimmy. Seems convenient. Seems emotional. Seems emotionally attached. Emotionally attached. YWG said, well, she does use black scent when she talks to us. You better thank a union member. Oh, you were wild. You were wild. This is the good portion about Kamala. And y'all are, man, come on, man. Okay. Mia M. Y'all, the colorism is palpable, but we have not to play into that. You got to admit that if you saw Kamala in the grocery store, she'd be a black woman. That's it, and that's all. What y'all think about that? The colorism is palpable, but we have to not play into that. You got to admit that if you saw Kamala in the grocery store, she'd be a black woman, and that's what I'm. Well, her mama can't raise a black woman because she's an Indian woman, so kind of understand. But once again, shouts out to everybody that's watching on Twitch. Shouts out to everybody that's watching on Facebook, and shouts out to everybody that's watching on Twitch, Facebook. I'm gonna leave Africa TV on because it's the first time that they have been in here. So yeah, I'm happy that I got people in China, Taiwan, and Africa here watching. So yeah, join the conversation, y'all too. Come over to YouTube. Marshall says at the age of 12, she moved to Montreal, Quebec, where she attended school through her first year of college. She then attended Howard University in, at the age of 12, in Quebec. I mean, I can understand that because both her mom and they were researchers, so they're gonna go where the research is. So, but I understand where you're coming from. Obama wasn't in the United States a lot, and his upbringing as well. So I think it's a recurring thing. African American, are you? You're running as a person of color, but a lot of these people are more worldly than they are American. So I would say that. YWG says we fall for but they are black, so I will vote for them. So many. And that's what I do not want to happen. And that's why in conversations that I'm having with people, I'm like, I don't like me, I don't care what her color is. Like everybody said, we don't care what her color is, but don't parade her around us like she's a black woman. We want to know what her policies are. All this parading her around and saying this and saying, and the thing about it is how does the Indian side of her family feel about that? Indian lady too. So how do they feel about, like Jimmy the Kid said, a lot of it seems convenient, but it's convenient at the expense of the other side of her heritage. So I'll say Jimmy the Kid said the facts about KH is what she has done. This video was about nonsense in relation to trusting our country. I understand where you're coming from, Jimmy, but my thing is I wanted to give some sort of a background on her because, like I said, a lot of people are saying that she's not black. She's not black. Her mother raised her as a black woman. How her mother raised her as a black woman, as an Indian woman, was brought up by Marshall. I don't think we really have a clear understanding of it yet. But yeah, it can be confused. It can be confusing at times. But you gotta unknot all of you gotta get all the strings and look at it. But we're gonna talk about the issues. We're gonna get to the issue. Yeah, hit the like button. Hit the like button. Me and M said, so it's the discussion now about what a woman looks like, not the content of her character. Are we blaming her for her parents? No, I would say that I'm not blaming her for her parents' origins. I'm on the record as saying that I don't care. She's a minority woman. I don't care. She could be purple. It doesn't matter. But I just don't think they should be parading her around as a black woman. But yeah, I don't think no one's blaming her for her parents' origins. You just wanted to. I just want to just be straight with me. Just be honest. And a lot of people are looking at this like the Democrat Party is not being honest. And Mitchell said, I don't vote for character or what a person looks like. Policy. And that's what we say over and over. I want to know policy. I want to know policy. And like a lot of people said, there really hasn't been a lot of talking on policy. I don't know what the VPs are talking about. It seems like they're talking about abortion right now because I see a lot of pro-life stuff going across the screen. Jimmy the Kid said, Baphomet and Satan put in front of you what will get you to follow what you want to hear. Don't fall for the smoke screen. Democrats are good at it for emotional smoke screens. Emotional smoke screen. M. Mitchell said, cosplay parading around like she is black is disrespectful to those that were bust, redlined, lynched, burned, hosed, attacked by dogs, and dragged behind the car. Okay. Okay. Very descriptive. Very, very descriptive. Very descriptive. All right. She is indeed also Asian, East Indian. So when you keep parading this lady around like that's kind of disrespectful to the other side of her family. And like I said, I went back and I went back to articles going all the way back to when she was basically when she became district attorney in San Francisco. And basically all of the articles that I saw said that she was an African American woman and Asian East Indian woman. They never said, but it's like they've brushed her Indian culture, they like brushed it to the side. And it's not genuine. It's not genuine. So we're going to get into the next. We're going to get into this next. We're going to get into this next video. And I want to see what y'all have to say after this one. Yeah, I want to see what y'all have to say after this video. And this video is like I said, we're not going to watch the whole video. This is just a lady who is outlining what accomplishments Kamala had made up until that point in her career. So yeah, just like I let you all be the judge of that first video, I want you all to tell me if this next video I'm gonna show y'all is it actually what I'm looking for. Is it actually biased or not? So let's get to it. Let's get to it. And this is the Women in Leadership Conference. I'm guessing that this was in California because the lady makes a lot of references to California. So we're going to watch the first, I think it's about a 3-4 minute intro. It's not too long. And we'll probably look at some of her opening remarks for this conference. This was back in 2010. Like I said, it was kind of hard to find up-to-date information about Kamala. It was good. So let's listen to this. And this is at the Haas School of Business. I think it's at it's one of the California universities. I'm not sure which one. UC Berkeley.
Thank you all. Welcome to the afternoon and welcome to Haas. For those of you who are not Haas students, I want to really acknowledge just once again in the middle of the day the wonderful job that the Haas students have done in putting on this conference. And I just want to take one moment to say how grateful I am that Haas and Berkeley are schools in which we choose to honor someone for her public service and her commitment to justice. I think that makes us a very special business school.
There's going to be a lot of
with that,
discussion
let
after
me
this speech.
introduce Kamala Harris. In December, go ahead, yes, let's give her a hand. And I just want to tell you a little bit about not only who she is by her titles and her awards, but what she's actually accomplished in the world, too. So in December 2003, Kamala Harris was elected as the first woman district attorney in San Francisco's history, and the first African-American woman and South Asian American woman in California to hold this office. She was overwhelmingly reelected to a second term in November 2007. Kamala was born and raised right here in Oakland. She's the daughter, and I love this, only a woman would have in her introduction her mother and her father. Thank you. She's the daughter of Dr. Shamala Gopalan, a Tamilian breast cancer specialist who traveled to the United States from Chennai, India, to pursue her graduate studies at UC Berkeley. After attending public schools, her strong commitment to justice and public service led her to Howard University, America's oldest historically black university, and then again, University of California, Hastings College of Law. Kamala Harris has spent her entire professional life in the trenches as a courtroom prosecutor. After graduating from Hastings, she took a position again right here in Alameda County's District Attorney's Office, where she specialized in prosecuting child sexual assault cases. As a deputy district attorney, she also prosecuted cases for homicide and robbery. She worked in that office from 1990 to 1998 before going on to serve across the bridge, the San Francisco District Attorney's Office. In 1998, Harris was named managing attorney for the career criminal unit of the San Francisco District Attorney's Office, where she prosecuted 3 strikes cases and serial felony offenders. She then headed the San Francisco City Attorney's Division on Families and Children. Now, as San Francisco DA, Harris, a prosecutor of nearly 20 years, has focused extensively on fighting violent crime. She's increased conviction rates for serious and violent offenders. She's expanded services to victims of crime and their families. She's created new prosecution divisions focused on child assault, on public integrity, and on environmental crimes. And she's launched innovative reentry initiatives to prevent reoffending. To combat one of San Francisco's biggest challenges, gun violence, she created a gun specialist team and implemented tough gun charging policies. This work is paying off. Listen to some of these results. The District Attorney's Office has more than doubled its trial conviction rate for gun felonies to 90%. Under her leadership, the office has sent 50% more serious and violent offenders to state prison, has put more than 220 gang members behind bars, and convicted more than 1,200 domestic violence offenders. As former director of a battered women's shelter, I thank you. According to the San Francisco Superior Court, the office's overall felony conviction rate is at its highest point in nearly 15 years. Harris has brought much-needed consistency and innovation to the handling of narcotics and quality of life crimes. Her office has tripled the number of misdemeanor cases taken to trial, and Harris has assigned senior prosecutors to specialize in prosecuting graffiti, vandalism, and auto burglaries. She has also launched unprecedented programs of outreach to San Francisco neighborhoods and communities and brought free legal clinics to immigrant communities. She is a recipient of many awards. California's largest legal newspaper, the Daily Journal, designated Harris as one of the top 75 women litigators in California, the only elected official to receive that honor, as well as one of the top 100 lawyers in the state. She was recognized as a woman of power by the National Urban League and received the Thurgood Marshall Award from the National Black Prosecutors Association. She's been featured on The Oprah Show, in Newsweek as one of America's 20 most powerful women. She was selected as one of 24 elected leaders throughout the country to serve on the Rodell Fellow with the Aspen Institute. She's also been elected to the board of directors of the California District Attorneys Association, a vice president of the National District Attorneys Association, and she served as co-chair of Barack Obama's presidential campaign. So would you join me in welcoming Kamala Harris?
That was great. Thank you.
So listen to like a minute of her speech and then
Thank you.
I just really wanted to talk about lady talking about her accomplishments.
Thank you. I think I'm mic'd up, so I'm not going to do that. This is an overwhelming crowd, and I know who you are. I've been reading about you. You all are just tremendous, and that you're gathered here this Saturday to spend with each other time and fellowship and networking and just mutual support, I think is fantastic. So congratulations to Haas and to all of you. When I was thinking about coming to this group, I was thinking about an interview that I gave many times after I was first elected. Some of you may have heard the story, so I was elected as the first woman DA, and then these reporters would come up to me and they'd ask me this very original question, and they would all say, well, so what does it feel like to be the first woman elected DA of San Francisco? And I'd say, how do you answer that? It's, well, I've always been a woman, so I don't know what to tell you. But I'm sure a man could do the job just as well.
We'll leave that right there. She said a man could do the job just as well as she could. So, like I said, it was kind of hard to find good things being said about Kamala. And these two videos illustrate her upbringing, albeit some people said it was biased, and this lady, which talked about her accomplishments up to that point in 2010. So, the accomplishments that they talked about were really all of the people that she used the Biden crime bill of 1994 to put all those people in jail. Now, as we talk about this stuff, we're going to move into the bad. And they went through her statistics and how she came in and basically changed legislation. She was prosecuting lots of 3-strike cases, which I've always said that the reason that Joe Biden chose her as his VP candidate was because she was the prosecutor across the nation who used his legislation to the best of a prosecutor's ability. She put a lot of people in jail. Now, albeit she put a lot of bad people in jail, but she put a lot of non-violent criminals in jail and keep them there. She fought to keep them there. How do y'all feel about that video? How she was, the lady basically gave her accomplishments. Are those, as a prosecutor, those are accomplishments, but those are some of the reasons that lady outlined in her accomplishments are some of the reasons why a lot of Black men find it hard to vote for her. Because a lot of those people that got locked up during those years and in those 3-strike cases, a lot of she broke up a lot of Black families. A lot. So that's a professional history. Quee, what's going on? We got Quee in the house tonight. We got Quee in the house. The Dems have not realized that Black Americans are experiencing a software update which is purging old programming. So it ain't working. It's not. It's not. And that is the real. There are. That statement is one of the main reasons why I think it's just going to be hard for her to win, because a lot of disgruntled voters that are Democrats, Black and white. But there's a lot of disgruntled Black Democratic voters And a lot of those disgruntled black voters are becoming Republicans. I've said it before. What are the Democrats going to do about independent voters and disgruntled Democratic voters? What are they going to do about that? That is the Democratic Party's number one concern. Should be black. I mean, us as black men, we're not really looked at as important in any aspect. But this election, black men are very important. And until the Democratic Party understands that, they're going to keep on getting these crazy polls where it's 67% people who are for Trump and 30 to 40% people who are for Kamala. So that is the question for the Democratic Party is what are they going to do about disenchanted Democratic voters who are just fed up with the BS? Okay, so let's get to her prophet. We got to accomplishments and failures to be. Yeah, there's accomplishment and yeah, the failure is that she broke up a whole lot of that. But there are accomplishments, and she made a lot of. I mean, she raised the conviction rate from 45% to 90% in gun cases. That alone, right there. I mean, guns are bad. Guns are not bad. Guns with bad people are bad. YWG said, I'm more upset that the Ricky Smileys, the Breakfast Club, the Angela Rees, they keep up the identity politics. I think that's their page. I think that's their job to what they've been asked to do by the Democratic Party. I think that's what they've been asked to do. I just think that's what they've been asked to do. Jimmy said, I already know this will be, yeah, that's why we didn't get into it. I just wanted to hear what the lady was going to say about it. Basically, talk about her professional accomplishments up to that point. Because, like I said, it was hard to find good. It was hard to find good information that was positive about Kamala. It was hard. Me and we can't try to take away that part of her history. How are we trying to devalue? Who's devaluing her blackness? Who are we to say Kamala Harris isn't black enough? She probably gets crazy crap from some Indian elders. Like I said, way they parade her around as a black woman is disrespectful to the other side of her family. Just to me. Am I wrong? But that's a fine line. That's a fine line that mixed children have to toe of the that is the dilemma that a lot of mixed children and how can I be true to both? Can you be true to both sides? Main dilemmas when you have mixed race children is you want to be 100 for both sides of your your heritage, but can you do that? Can it be done? YWG, she is not black. Marshall, exactly. I'm insulted as well as my answer. She's not black. She's not. There are Asian looking Jamaicans, but does that make them black? No, it does not. I know you're going to say something, but can the colorism be taken out? Okay, we got 9 votes. We got 67% that said they're not voting for Kamala. Kamala Harris. 11% to say they're voting for Kamala just because they're Democrat. 22% because of her policies, and 0% because they think she's black. That's a good thing in terms of vote. Marshall at me M, not black enough depends on your definition of blackness. And I would say, from my definition of blackness, Kamala Harris is not black by my definition of black. She's a minority woman, yes, but she's Indian Jamaican. That's what she is. Me not black. What is she then? A black parent makes you black. So now we're moving the goalposts. If her dad is her dad a Chinese Jamaican, it's not really relevant. So why spend time, energy on that? I don't really think it's us. I think we're just talking about what is being talked about in the news cycles. I understand what you're saying, and I'm gonna repeat this. If she's not black, what is she then? I know there's gonna be some answers. Black parent makes you black. So now we're moving the goalposts, but her dad's okay. Is her dad a Chinese Jamaican? It's not really relevant. So why spend time, energy on that? I think we're spending time and energy on that because that is what the media has put in the forefront. This black woman that's running for president to be the first black woman elected into the presidency. And they just do not say nothing about her Indian culture. Never. Never. So to me, that is disrespectful to her Indian heritage. That's me. To me, it's disrespectful to her Indian heritage if they parade her. I mean, I'm not gonna say, yeah, as a black woman. To a lot of us, it doesn't matter. She's a minority. We can agree with that. She's a minority. But are people hung up on color? Is the reason that people are hung up on color because there's no policies that they've really been talking about? We're going to get to the policies. YWG said, I saw that story where she put the black mom in jail because her daughter had sickle cell and missed school. That's treacherous and evil. And evil. YWCG said, that makes her Jamaican Indian. So exactly who is qualified arbiter of blackness? I really want to know. We are not a monolith. We don't all have the same experiences. Who was the qualified arbiter of blackness? So I understand, Mia, you're looking at her blackness in a pan-Africanist point of view. You're looking at it from a totality of blackness. You're looking from a pan-African point of view, and I understand exactly where lens you're looking at because that was my minor in undergrad. But you're looking at, and I consider myself to be a pan-Africanist, but I'm a black man first. So I understand. Yes, we do not all have the same experiences. We don't. I don't see. Me and M, you're saying you're saying exactly who was qualified to be the arbiter of blackness, and basically that's not the way to look at it. because we're not even looking at her like she's black. We're looking at her like she's Indian, Jamaican. She's a minority. We're looking at her as a minority. You're looking at her as black. And this we're not looking at her as black. That's why we're not trying to be the qualified arbiter of blackness, because we're saying that she's not black. She's a minority. But there's nothing wrong with that. But to parade her around as a black woman is wrong. That's I mean, it's wrong because it's trying to get into black people's psyche. Vote black, vote black. And you shouldn't. It should be about the policies. But the Democrats are black, black, black. She's black, 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 blackly, bliggly, 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 black. Black. So that's where our disconnect is you're parading this woman around as a black woman. She's not. You should say she's a Jamaican. Because what I'm saying is Jamaicans don't consider themselves black. They say they're Jamaican. They say they're Jamaican. All the people that I know that are Jamaican, they don't say I'm black, they say I'm Jamaican. Jimmy the Kid says, crooked attorneys can put anyone in jail to make themselves look good, which is exactly the story behind the hit. YWG, the term black is designated as an American invention. Nowhere on the earth is black used to identify people. Y'all realize that attorneys don't make laws, right? Yeah, let's be logical. How you gonna argue she's not black, then argue that black isn't? I'm using y'all. Hey, she talked me and him talking you into a corner, YWG. YWG. Oh, yeah, we got Marshall. Here come Marshall. At me and him again. It depends on one's definition of black. In America, black means those who are descendants of American slavery and all that come after that. Kamala is none of that. Now I think we can agree with that. I don't know if me and him's going to agree with it, but I think we can agree with that. In America, black means that would be my that's an FBA. It's an FBA. Uh-oh. M. Mitchell, the term black was created by European Americans. Oh, here we go with this. European Americans. Well, you got to have some people mad, man. They say they not European Americans. They just say they American. European American. We go with that in the woo. Yeah, so black Americans are the arbiters of who is or who is not black in America. Yeah, I would say yeah. So now, so now criminals are great for our community. No, nobody says she locked up innocents. Also, I'm not saying the legal system is broken. I'm saying, do you want the purge or civil society? I mean, we want civil society. We do want civil society. But she broke up a whole lot of families and people that could have been put in treatment programs and stuff like that. That's what we're saying. She locked up a lot of violent criminals. That's a good thing. We're not denying that, Mia M. We're saying that she locked up a lot of low-level weed dealers who were non-violent, and she fought to keep them locked up. I mean, I think that's what we're saying in terms of legislation. But we haven't got to that legislation yet. Okay. Some of the non-violent folks she locked up and would not release is crazy. In Mitchell, Democrats got some blacks voting by slogans and memes. Vote blue no matter who. They always got a slogan, man. They always got a slogan. Kamala Harris is what's called black adjacent and Asian adjacent as well. Tight line, and that's what I said. That's a tight line. That line, that biracial, multiracial children have to toe is a hard one. Because, like I said, you want to be 100 to both sides of your heritage. I don't know if that can be done. I don't know if it can be done. Can it? It doesn't look like it because they don't even say anything about her Indian heritage in terms of Kamala Harris. They don't say anything about her Indian heritage. It doesn't get brought up. It doesn't. It doesn't. All intents and purposes, they parade her around as a black woman. They don't even break up Indian. I'll say she has melanin, and I'll leave it at that. That's what I said. She's a minority. She's melanated, but yeah. All melanated people don't like black people. Says the real argument about KH being black really should be about lineage and heritage. Right. Right. And her lineage and heritage is Jamaican and Indian. Not, but she is melanated and she is a part of the Pan-African diaspora, but she's not black. But she is a part of the Pan-African diaspora of melanated people. She is. And we're not discounting that. We're not. Jimmy, she's a minority, 100%. But using the black woman narrative for votes, and that's infuriating. And I'm gonna let y'all know, Jimmy's a white guy. I've been knowing Jimmy since 6th grade, 7th grade. Yeah. Yeah, somewhere in there, 8th grade. Yeah, I've been knowing Jimmy a long time. So yeah, this is coming from a white man who is saying she's a minority 100%, but using the black woman narrative for votes, and that's infuriating. And that's coming from a white man. So, Jimmy, you hit the nail on the head, man. You hit the nail on the head. Marshall says, and our shared experience here in this country, not somewhere else, but here. I agree with that. Bingo. The term black was made up and has nothing to do with lineage. Bingo. Actually, I'm not paying her race any mind. All these brothers in here arguing what she is or isn't based on looks. Now, I agree about the parading, but there's still some energy. I'm waiting on. We're about to talk about it. I'm trying to get through all these comments. Boy, y'all lighting it up tonight. Mitchell said I can eat and chew gum at the same time. Oh wow. Pan-Africanism is fine and dandy after we Black Americans get our own house in order. Then we can, and I'm with you on that. But in the big our house, will our house ever be in order? There will be people in the house that is in order, but will the totality of the house be in order? That would be utopia. I don't think that's possible. Yeah, an attorney can only work within the laws people have approved. This is why we have to vote. The justice system doesn't really allow any one person to convict the person. The laws dictate that. And that's why I've always said that state and local elections are much more important than the federal election. It's just my thinking. I think that to combat what's going on at the federal level, you got to hit the local and the state level of politics to influence the federal. The federal doesn't influence the state because state politics, state law rules. State law rules. State law. State and local politics and elections are much more important than the federal election, because state and federal affects you more on a daily basis. Taxes and stuff do, but your local and your state politics affect your life more than federal policies. To me, that's why state law rules. And Mitchell said, if cosplay had a policy that worked specifically for me and folks that look like me, I would vote for her. But she didn't say that. She did say that she wasn't going to do anything that would specifically benefit Black people. I need you to send me. I need you to send me that video, because people say that. A lot of people have said that, but I have never seen that video. Where I need to see that video. I need to see that video. Marshall said Kamala is very heavy-handed with the Cali justice system, and she was real heavy-handed. She had two hands on that gavel. People, just quiet. Facts, Marshall, and she bragged about smoking weed. Yeah, she smoked weed when she was at Howard. Jimmy the Kid said, as VP, she was in charge of the border and did nothing. Now she's going to fix it only if you vote for her. Same with the economy and the immigration and the migrant crisis is all on the Democrats. And they let 12,000 murderers into the country. They let 12,000 murderers walk across the way, walk across the. Sit right there for a second. All skin folk ain't kin folk. Skin folk ain't kin folk. And that's what I meant. In the totality of the Pan-African, yeah, there's lots of people of color that don't fool with Black people. I mean, I have African friends, and they will come here, and people would tell them, "Don't mess with the Black people." People actually tell them this, and then they look at the propaganda of news and stuff, and they come over here and they're fearful of us, and they don't have nothing to fear with us. In Mitchell, some laws are created by corporations. For example, a corporation that is not into building jails needs bodies to fill the prisons, so laws are made for it. Oh, you found the video. Me and M, if you don't care about her race, then why are you arguing about it if she should be considered Black? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Ladies, where y'all at? Y'all leaving me and M to they trying to talk me and M into a circle. Hold on for 1 second, y'all. We're going to watch this video together. All I had to do was watch the first 3 seconds of it. Ooh, wee. See, I have not seen this video, so if there are people, ooh, wee, let's go. Let's go. Here we go, y'all.
Do you support reparations for black people?
Well, listen, again, we had over 200 years of slavery. We had Jim Crow for almost a century. We had legalized discrimination, segregation, and now we have
Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Might be one y'all just have to listen to because it's not cooperating. Hold on. She didn't answer the question. She's doing a whole lot of conjecture. Right? Right? She right, y'all? How about that one? How y'all feel about what y'all just heard? That video that we just listened to should disqualify her from any black vote. Do y'all agree with that? The interviewer said, "Do you have anything specifically that you're going to do for black people?" And she said, "No." I conjecture. Then she followed up and said that if I do anything that benefits black people, it benefits America as a totality. But then you said you're not going to do anything specifically for black people. Is that right or is that wrong, y'all? Mia M says maybe unpopular, but you're much more less likely to be convicted of a major crime if you're not a criminal. I agree with that. I agree with that, Mia. Mistakes happen, but come on, there are more criminals behind bars, and I agree with that. I agree with that. I agree with that. But there should be no innocence behind bars, not one. But I agree with what you're saying. But there shouldn't be no innocent people behind bars, just like innocent people shouldn't be executed. That's what that was. A whole lot of word salad. She was talking in circles. She would not answer the question. She did not answer. Well, she did. She said she wasn't going to do anything specifically for black people. But she said if she did anything for black people, that it would benefit society as a whole. So it was double talk. Black folks won't fool with, but all of them seem to be willing to use us. They won't fool with us, but they all seem to be willing to use. We got numbers. We add numbers to any. We add numbers to any plight that's going on. We add numbers to it. We add numbers to it. I'm gonna put the link up here. I want a couple people to come up. A couple people. Me and M. You don't got to cut your camera on. Come on up here, cause you holding the torch. You holding the torch tonight. Yeah, I want to hear. I want to hear what some of you all have to say up here. Oh, and if you want to call in, I'm going to put the call in number. I'm put the call in. You can call in. If you want to call in, you're more than welcome to do that. Call in and say your piece. Call in and say your piece, or you can come up here and say your piece. Put the link out. We got a good lively debate going on tonight between Mia versus M. Mitchell, YWG, and Marshall. Mia M's holding her own. Where the rest of the ladies at? Where the rest of the Kamala? Where the rest of the Kamala supporters? I know y'all are in here somewhere. Many black folks won't fool with us, but all of them seem to be willing to use. Yeah. And Mitchell said, "This is just as bad as if you don't vote for me, then you ain't black." And black still voted for it. Nah, when dude came out and said that, I knew he wasn't getting my vote. When dude came out and said that, it was my vote for him. It was over. But she did something for Asian Americans. If that isn't a slap in the face of black people, then what is? She did. Yeah, man. A whole lot of double talk, man. A whole lot of double, and that's what disgruntled Democratic voters are talking about. It's a bunch of double talk. We still hold on. Before I say this, did the anti-lynching bill get passed? Do we have an anti-lynching bill yet? Okay. Anti-lynching bill passed. Did it? Okay. March 2022, the Emmett Till Anti-Lynching Act passed. Okay. Okay. I know what to say, M. Mitchell. Marshall, that video only proves that she is fully aware of the plight of Black Americans, ADOS, FBAs, and simply refuses to do nothing to make us whole, like every other group who chose to come here, but not us. That video only proves that she is fully aware of the plight of Black Americans, ADOS, FBAs, and she simply refuses to do anything to make us whole, like every other group who chose to come here, not us. See, but we still have to live here. Are we saying we prefer the opponent? We kind of have to choose the lesser of two evils. No, we don't. We don't. At this point, sat sandwich with or without spray cheese. See, that's the thing about it. We got two candidates that nobody really wants. and we don't have a third candidate that's viable. I think it's safe to say that. No third candidate has ever won a presidency, and I don't think it's not going to happen in this election. So, is the lesser of two evils is still evil. The lesser of two evils is still evil, Mia. Lesser of two evils is still evil. We need to stop using slogans. I'm Christian and I will never choose evil. Lesser of two evils is still evil. Hold on. No, it did not pass. Oh yeah. I'm doing an episode on Don next week. I'm doing an episode on Don next week. It didn't pass? Hold on, man. So the anti-lynching bill didn't pass? Don is next. The Don files are next week. Oh boy. Oh boy. Mia M, I think you are struggling to maintain a high ground position. Fine, but it's time for Black Americans to get real petty, like everyone else. Otherwise, we are going to be done in the USA. We do need to be petty. Of course. Mia comes back, of course. We don't want to choose evil, but as an unmarried woman of color, I like to believe that I'll still be free after the election. I mean, come on now. I don't think nothing gonna get rolled back. Yeah, we will be. Yeah, I'm doing Don next week. We will have the Don files next week. Oh wow, I can't even. Okay, call me petty. I'm done with the two-party system. And the last comment before I move forward is, but no black anti-hate crime. Okay, so they can't hang us, but they can do anything. Okay, understood. Understandable. Okay. That's not the one I wanted. Okay. So here we go. I'm gonna put this article up and we'll go through it. Because this basically talks about her stance on the 10 main topics. Okay. Promises Kamala Harris has made so far in her campaign on the economy. High prices are top concern for many Americans, especially after the dock workers went on strike today. Americans who are struggling to afford the cost of living after a spell of steep inflation. Many voters give Biden poor marks on his handling of the economy, and Harris may also face their wrath. Harris has talked about the pillar of her economic vision, particularly strengthening the middle class. They say that every election cycle. On the campaign trail and in an 82-page policy paper that the campaign released in late September. However, she has not provided many details on her proposals. As part of her economic agenda, Harris wants to counter the increase in food costs, which she argues stems in part from some big grocery store chains that are keeping prices high, even though their production costs have leveled off. To do so, she is calling for the first ever federal ban on price gouging on food and groceries. This policy paper specified that the ban would be aimed at big corporations unfairly exploiting consumers during crises and emergencies to increase their profits, and compared Harris's idea to similar price gouging bans already in place in 37 states, including Texas and Florida. Harris would also secure new authority for the Federal Trade Commission and state attorney generals to investigate and penalize companies that unfairly exploit customers in the quest for excessive profits on food and groceries. I'm going to read this next paragraph and then we don't discuss the economy and move on. Also, she has proposed increasing the tax deduction for small businesses to $50,000 up from $5,000. Plus, she would take several steps to cut the red tape that small businesses face, including creating a standard deduction for them and making it easier for them to operate across state lines. Okay. Well, I need to read this next article, and then this should be. The vice president has also pledged to strengthen the manufacturing sector by creating a new America Forward tax credit. It will be targeted at the investment and job creation level in key strategic industries, according to the policy paper, which mentions steel and iron, biotechnology, artificial intelligence, semiconductors, aerospace, auto, and farming. Her investments in American innovation will cost about $100 billion and would be paid for by international tax reform, which Congress must approve. How do y'all feel about those four things that I just read, John? And I'll say this. Nothing in her economy, we're talking about taxes and stuff. She did not do anything for the consumers. Everything that she talked about is for people with small businesses. I talk to people about this all the time. We as Americans have to get out of this consumer mode. Because if you treat your life as a consumer, there's only one or two deductions that you get when you fill out the 1040A or the 1040, whichever one. There's only one or two tax deductions that you get. And one is the earned income credit. Well, who gets that? Nobody gets that. If you have a business, an LLC, home-based business, you get 300 and something deductions. So it benefits every person that's watching this show, as well as any American, to start you a home-based business so that you're not a consumer any longer. You're a business, so that you can get those same 360 something deductions that everybody with a business gets. Because if you treat yourself as a consumer, you're never going to get any tax. But how do we, before I move from economy to taxes, how do we feel about the thing? How we feel? I don't see how that helps consumers. Her economic plan, does it help? Did I miss something? I didn't see anything for consumers. I can't wait until next week when you talk about they're using the that's coming. Mia says she's not struggling with her position. I may be the only woman in here speaking tonight. We need to vote to protect ourselves and the people we care about. 100% correct. Mia, I'm standing with you. I'm standing with you. I don't know what. Usually the ladies is in here riling it up. I don't know where the ladies are tonight. Mm-hmm. Jimmy the Kid, price ceilings are Marxism and will hurt us like a third world country. No one wants to sell or rent if they can't make a. Marxism? Are we going to go to? Are we going to Marxism? Is Kamala Harris talking socialism? Socialists? Does she have social? M. Mitchell said, I agree, but the policy has to be one that protects us, and I haven't heard one from either side. Grocery store shelves will be empty. Look at countries like North Korea, for example. I don't even like thinking about North Korea. Oh yeah, man, it's kind of wild over there. Jimmy the Kid. Key phrase that Congress must approve. And yeah, we already know that if the Democrats win, the Republicans aren't going to give them anything. Maybe things will change with Mitch McConnell leaving Congress. Maybe it'll change because he was the main one that he wasn't. We're not giving anything to this. So maybe things will change with some of the old guard in the Republican Party that's retiring out. We will see. YWG, cosplay or any other president can't move a private corporation to bend their prices, meaning they cannot go against their. That's why I said it sounds like socialism. Sounds like socialism to me a little bit. Being the only one being the only woman here don't matter to him, Mia. The last part of protecting you and yours is where you and I do agree. We got to protect our own. Can we get petty and start taking careful care of our families and discipline our children before the system does it for us? Don't be mad the kids in jail. Be mad who earned jail time. I mean, we are seeing cases where the courts are prosecuting parents in some of these cases with these wild children. Black and white, they are prosecuting the parents. So there is a move that they are moving towards that. YWG says, I encourage everyone to grow something your family can benefit from. Hit the like button. I can grow from there. Hit the like button. Share this video out. Subscribe to the page. I need subscribers. Subscribe to the page. Subscribe to the page. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. Have to talk to the little AI girl. Hit the like button. 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 We're not. M. Mitchell says this country needs a hard. The hard reboot is starting today. Basically, they're saying that Vance and Walls, they didn't do nothing but go after each other's. Basically, they talked about each other's presidential candidate. It's basically what the news is saying. They really haven't said anything, to highlight. They haven't highlighted anything. Wow. They say Vance ate Walls' lunch. Okay. Not retired, you mean going to meet the devil. Man, you crazy. Okay. Back to we're done with economy. Let's move to taxes. Okay, I'm going to read to the paragraph that's below this quotation mark. Harris has proposed using tax credits to provide relief to the middle class and lower income Americans. Her plan revives or extends temporary measures that Biden and congressional Democrats enacted in major packages when the party controlled Congress for the first 2 years of Biden's term. Harris's proposals would restore the American Rescue Plan's popular expansion of the child tax credit to as much as $3,600, up from $2,000, and call for it to be made permanent. The enhancement was only in effect in 2021. Her plan would restore the America's Rescue Plan's enhancement of the Earned Income Tax Credit, nobody gets it, known as the EITC, which increased the maximum credit for workers without dependent care children to roughly $1,500. Previous boost was only for 2021. Plus, the proposal would also add a new child tax credit up to $6,000 for middle class and lower income families with children in their first year of life. And Harris has also promised to end federal income taxes on tips, sparking Trump's ire that she is copying his campaign promise. Tips will remain subject to payroll taxes under Harris's plan. To help pay for these and other measures on wish list, Harris would raise the corporate tax rate to 28%, up from the current 21% rate set by Trump's 2017 Tax Cuts and Jobs Act. Doing so would raise about $1 trillion over the next decade, according to the Committee for Responsible Federal Budget. None of that helps people that don't have children. If you're a single woman or a single man and you have no, that doesn't help you. That doesn't change how many deductions you get. Also says she supports Biden's billionaire minimum income tax proposal, which seeks to ensure that those worth more than $100 million pay a federal income tax rate of at least 25% of their income, including unrealized gains on assets, which are not currently taxed. Plus, she is in favor of quadrupling the tax on stock buybacks to 4%, as the president proposed in his fiscal year 2025 budget. How do y'all feel about that? How do y'all feel about those taxes? I mean, does that help individuals? If you're a family, it helps you somewhat. But if you're a single person with no children, you're still in the same boat you've always been in. Every time the country heads for a hard reboot, we get decimated. Careful what you wish for. We do, but the trick is figuring out how to reboot and limit casualties. Yeah. Jimmy Kidd said the world about to get a hard reboot. Them feeding the war machine until it's all. I do think we're going to war. I think we're going. I mean, really, we're in a war right now. It's just NATO's fight. And Mitchell, now we need the hard reboot, and we need the hard reboot, and it may be soon. The nonsense has gone on too long. Hopefully, I'll be watching from another country with popcorn. Harris could do something about what she is promising now while she is officially on duty. Why we gotta wait? I don't understand it. Is she? No, she's not acting for. I mean, Biden is still president. Biden is still president. Raising corporate tax rates will close and move business out of the country. Yeah, I mean, we already see that. Not to be funny, but when is the last time you've called any company customer service and you actually talked to an American? When's the last time you actually called customer service for any company and actually talked to an American? I don't think you have. Jimmy the Kid said, but remember, she won't do anything unless you vote for her again. And now, right. And that's basically how she's holding it. Like, I'm going to do some stuff, but y'all got to vote me in. Woo. And Mitchell said, Harris will never raise the corporate tax because that is her true boss. Yeah, but you know what? I didn't think of it like that, M. Mitchell. Biden is still president. He can help her and the Democrats stay in power. I mean, they're going to have to do something. We're going to move on. The next, housing. Yeah, this ain't even long. Harris rolled out a 3-section plan aimed at addressing the nation's housing shortage. Parts of it build on proposals that Biden has already unveiled. Vice President's plan promises to provide up to $25,000 in down payment support for first-time homebuyers. The down payment support would apply to working families who have paid rent on time for 2 years, with more generous support for first-time homebuyers. The plan would also provide a $10,000 tax credit for first-time homebuyers, something Biden proposed earlier this year. The plan would allow more than 1 million first-time home buyers per year, including first-generation home buyers, to access the funds, according to her campaign. What is $25,000 going to do when an average home cost is over $400,000? Harris is also calling for the building of 3 million new housing units to spur construction. She will provide a first-year tax incentive for builders who build starter homes sold to first-time home buyers. She also would expand on existing tax incentives for building affordable rental housing. I mean, they're going to have to build some new houses because these investment groups have bought up all the single family homes, and in order for you to rent or get a single family home, you're going to have to go through these hedge fund groups that have purchased all of the houses across the nation, and they're renting them for exorbitant prices. Plan also highlights two main proposals that aim to lower rent costs in the U.S. The first would block landlords from using algorithm-driven price setting. Yeah, that's bad. Tools to set rents. The second would discourage wealthy investors from buying up properties and marking up rents in bulk by removing tax benefits for investors who buy large numbers of single-family rental homes. So that's what she's going to do to combat these hedge fund groups that are going and buying all of the vacant houses and then remodeling them and then charging double for rent. It's crazy. It's crazy. So 25,000. What is 20 in the bigger scheme of things? What is $25,000 off of a $400,000? I mean, it helps. I'm not. $25,000 is $25,000, but in the bigger scheme of things, what is that going to do? Housing prices aren't going down, and interest rates aren't going below 5.5. So if you have an interest rate that's higher than 5.5%, you're going to pay double. You have an interest rate that's over 5.5, and you buy a $250,000 house, you're going to pay $500,000 by the time you pay that loan. Jimmy the Kid, providing money for down payments will raise price. Hey, you give them $25,000, they're gonna add $50,000 to the price of the house. Providing money for down payments will raise prices of homes. It's a band-aid for a gunshot wound. Wow. There is no shortages, only prices most folks can't afford, and corps buying neighborhoods and making rent. Yep, that's 100. Marshall, when is the last time you bought anything that was made in the USA? My car. I got a Honda, but it's made in Indiana. 25K was 25K was good in the 90s. So are we in agreement that $25,000 for closing costs is, it's like you said, it's a band-aid on a gunshot wound. When America gets a cold, Black America gets the flu. Run on that. Last time was in the 70s. Hey, man. Healthcare. Harris's healthcare platform builds on the Biden administration's efforts to reduce prescription drug costs. She is calling to expand the current $35 monthly cap on out-of-pocket expenses for insulin and the upcoming $2,000 annual limit on out-of-pocket costs for prescription drugs, generally to all Americans, not just Medicare enrollees. These caps were put in place for those on Medicare in the Inflation Reduction Act. $2,000 limit on Medicare Part B drugs cost takes effect in January. Three major insulin manufacturers in the U.S. offer price caps and savings programs that lower the cost of insulin to $35 for many patients. The move Biden pushed for in his State of the Union address last year. And lastly, Harris' plan would also accelerate the speed of Medicare's drug price negotiations so that the cost of more medications come down faster. The Biden administration just announced that the results of the first ever round of negotiations, which is expected to result in $6 billion in savings to Medicare and $1.5 billion reduction in out-of-pocket costs for seniors when the lower prices take effect in 2026. Okay. I mean, healthcare is still high. They didn't address nothing about your doctor's costs, hospital costs, how much the hospital charges you for aspirin, how much the hospital charges you for them little cheap socks with the stickies on the bottom of them. They probably charge you about $10. But yeah, they didn't address none of that. They just talked about people that need to buy medications. What about people that don't need medications, but it costs a whole lot? Those copays are not going down, and then they pay less and less on the insurance. So I mean, what are you gonna do about people that that are just the? How are you going to help people with just their annual visits? Lower cost, more men will go to get their colonoscopies and my mind just went blank. Cancer of the midsection. So what all of this stuff, if you're a single person, you have to be looking at this stuff like I'm gonna get taxed on everything. So consumer debt, that's on the individual. Heavy debt loads which weigh on people's finances hurt the ability to buy homes, get car loans, or start small businesses are also an area of interest to her. In her economic plan, she pledged to work with states to cancel medical debt for millions of Americans, help them avoid falling behind on healthcare bills in the future. States and municipalities have used American Rescue Plan funds to cancel $7 billion in medical debt for up to 3 million Americans, according to a campaign. So we can cancel medical debt, but we can't cancel student loans. Okay. Harris has been a leader in the White House's efforts to ban medical debt from credit reports, noting that those medical debts are no less likely to repay a loan than those who don't have unpaid medical. Also, as vice president, she has promoted the Biden administration's initiatives on student debt, which has also forgiven more than $168 billion for they didn't forgive mine. In mid-January, Harris said in a post on X that nearly 950,000 public servants have benefited from student forgiveness, compared to with only 7,000 when Biden was inaugurated. Potential Harris administration can keep that momentum going, though some of Biden's efforts have gotten tangled up in litigation, such as a program aimed at cutting monthly student loan payments for roughly 3 million borrowers enrolled in repayment plan the administration implemented last year. Abortion. Harris is wrong. Really need to read that. Woman can do with her body what she pleases. That's basically that's Harris's stance. I'm not sure on the terms or when you can't get an abortion and things like that, but under Harris, women have a choice. It's their body. Climate. Green New Deal. Okay. Immigration. Harris has quickly started trying to counter Trump's attacks on her immigration record. It's hard to counter it. It's hard to counter it. You let all these people in. We got I don't think that Harris can't double talk her way in immigration because she let all the immigrants into the United States, including 12,000 murderers. So I'm not even going to read that. Israel, Hamas, I don't even want to read that. We're going to do for Israel what we've been doing. Ukraine, I don't see us stop giving them money no time soon. Under the Democratic Party, they're going to keep on assisting Zelensky and Ukraine. I mean, they've given them so much money now. I mean, I don't even want to talk about it. Police funding. Yeah. She was talking about defund the police, but she walked that back. So it's the bad. The ugly. A lot of people remember that Kamala. A lot of people remember that she was the lead prosecutor going after Michael Jackson. She was the person who signed that warrant to bring Michael Jackson in. She was the one who coaxed those little boys into saying what they said. There's a video that I can show y'all, but I don't really want to get into it. But she was going at Michael Jackson real hard. And you know what? Where's it at? This will be a lead into next week because Donald Trump had harsh words for her. Harsh words. Oh, hold on. Share the screen. Now, this video, if you've never seen this video,
that could mean life in prison. And cases like this can depend on the testimony of the child accuser.
In general, the child will be able to recall and recollect with some detail the incident, and that is persuasive to a jury, even if it is the only testimony that is available.
Jackson gave a wave when he was released after booking. He's scheduled for arraignment in January.
Michael's been a long-time resident of Trump Tower, and last night the Donald strongly reiterated his defense of Jackson with Larry King by going after the accuser's mother.
She's had plenty of experience at going after people, and she goes after them viciously and violently, and I saw a story and I read another story about some of the things she's done, and I don't believe it.
But you know what it's like when an indictment comes down.
It's tough.
It's presumption.
and Kamala been going against each
It's
other for
tough
a
to
long
win,
time, y'all.
but I have a feeling he's going to win, Larry. The interesting thing is I've known Michael from many different standpoints, and Michael would spend a lot of time with my kids. I have beautiful kids, and at the time, like at Mar-a-Lago, and even in Trump Tower, the kids were very young. Michael would come, play with the kids. He just loved children. He was not a child molester, and I am certain of that. He loved children. He'd play with my son Eric and my son Donald, and he'd just play with them forever. He loved children, but he was not a child molester. And, you know, that whole final saga of Neverland and the police and what they did was, I think, a very, very bad part of Michael's life.
That could mean...
So, Kamala and Donald Trump have been verbally sparring for years. She went after his friend Michael Jackson. Okay, back to the comments. Marshall said you also have to be you have to be a first your grandmother couldn't have had a house or something like that, man. You also have to be a first-time home buyer. How does that help those who lost their homes during the 2008 crisis and then the COVID crisis? That home program is for migrants, not for blacks. Marshall, you hit the nail on the head with that one. That home program is for migrants, not blacks. That program is for migrants. Word. Read the fine print of that $25K. Thank you, YWG. Thank you, YWG. Jimmy the Kid. Needing Elon Musk for healthcare for holistic efficiencies. Only way to reduce healthcare costs. How could Elon Musk help with healthcare? Yeah, man. They didn't forgive my daggone student loans. My payments start back up in March. Yeah, I ain't happy. YWG said we need someone to fix this food they are selling us. The food that no other country would. Oh man, I've seen. Yeah, that's why I don't eat. Food is scary right now. You seen all these videos and the avocados aren't real. The bananas is flexible and the watermelon is scary times out here. I've been lucky enough that I have not come across any of these crazy food. These hard onions that you can't cut. I'm safe to say that I have not come across any of that. None of this fake food. I pray to God that I don't accidentally eat none of that stuff. This stuff are they trying to kill us with the food? Like I said, the people they let in will get the hard reboot. I think we're all going to get this hard reboot. The reboot started today. The reboot started today with the dock worker strike. Because boy, whoo, they said prices. People are listening. They said prices on everything is going to go up 25 to 30%. That's a whole lot of money. They're saying the gas is probably going up $1. I hope it doesn't, but you never know. You never know. You hope it doesn't go up because it's about to be the holidays. I've already told my man I'm probably gonna get my niece and nephew something, and I'm not getting nobody else. My nieces and my nephew something. I told people don't get me nothing for Christmas. I don't need nothing. Don't spend your money on me. It's rough out here right now. I don't need any presents. Loving me, my mom, love is enough for me this Christmas. I don't need no consumer. A lot of people need to not spend money this year. Give your family love. Give your family love. Love lasts longer than presents or whatever. Anyway, man, this is not the year to try to go all out for Christmas. If people don't understand, that person ain't for you. It's about saving. Presents do not amount to love. Give your family love. Keep your money in your pocket this year. Student debt was an individual choice. Health debit is not. People can choose to lead a healthy lifestyle. It's harder for some people depending on where you at, but I feel exactly what you're saying. I feel what you're saying, Marshall. Student debt was an individual choice, but if as a black person, the only way we could go to school is if we but I understand where you're coming from. A lot of men, I would not have been able to go to school and graduate in 5 years had it not been for those student loans. I'm just being perfect. My parents didn't have the money. I had to take student loans if I wanted to better myself or get an industrial job. I didn't want a manufacturing job. I didn't want an industrial job. I wanted to use my brain. So, but I understand what you're saying. But man, yeah, if you wanted, a lot of us had to take those student loans in order to and bet on ourselves, invest in ourselves to be able to be higher wage earners. So but I feel you, but the record label wanted Michael because he didn't want to sell his catalog. So they they wanted them masters. He would not sell them, and then he bought Little Richards He bought Little Richard's masters and gave them to him, and then he bought Paul McCartney and the Beatles masters and sold them back to them. I take that back. They might not have got those. They might not have got those Beatles masters until Michael Jackson died. Sure, not sure, not sure. Look at her hair. What happened to it? Jimmy the Kid. So Kamala used lawfare. Wonder where we've heard about that recently. Where we hear about that? Where we hear about that at Jimmy? I'm lost. Enlighten me, please. So we're gonna take the word from a guy who objectifies his own daughter. Yeah, this come on, come on, Mia. You don't think MJ did that? Quit playing. Quit playing. You don't think MJ did that? He said, I don't think Elon should be anywhere near my healthcare. He not like, yeah, I don't think I want Elon near my healthcare. People think Elon is a genius, is loud. He just reading. I mean, the dude, I'm gonna say he's a genius. He's smart. Yeah, man. Holiday season, man. Love me and give me a hug, and my family give me I don't need no gift. Don't spend your money on me. It's rough out here right now. Yeah, don't spend your money on me. A lot of people we should really, as American citizens, we should boycott Christmas. We should boycott Christmas. Just don't spend no money this Christmas. If we really want them to bring those prices back down to where we need them to be, don't spend no money this Christmas. Let them have the worst Christmas they have had in years. Don't spend no money. Well, you say that, but you always gonna have I'm gonna get my, we gonna do it big. No, you want to hit them people sock it to their pocket. Man, putting their money in if we don't buy anything for Christmas, just give your family love. Do you know how much money that will keep in your pocket going into the new year? Because Christmas is nothing to just make you to spend your savings that you just saved the whole year so you can go into the new year and have to do it all over again. But if you didn't do nothing for Christmas and you saved that little nest egg you've been saving for the whole year and take that into the next year, you can do some powerful things with that. But we lack self-control. Oh, it's got to be a whole lot of presents under my tree. I don't even put no tree up. I don't even put no tree. Yeah, bruh. They were always trying to kill us with the food. If folks can't afford to get safe food, they'll eat Franken foods. And hey, man, I be tripping off them people that buy them steaks out of Family Dollar and Dollar Tree. I be seeing them. I go in there to get some candy or something. Go to the movies. Them people be in Dollar Tree and Family Dollar really in their freezer buying them steaks. I'm like, man, is you crazy? That might be some 3D print food. I have mine. Everyone needs to get their family's active passports. You also want to get global reentry, TSA pre-check, and clear. You can get all of them in one package. Need to look into that so that when it's time to go, you ain't waiting in them long security lines. You just walk straight through, keep your shoes on, and keep your bags on. Yeah, I got global reentry, TSA pre-check, and clear. I walk up, put my eyes on that thing, show them deuces. People back there with their shoes off, and you call them. TSA pre-check, global reentry, clear. Take you 5 minutes to get to the plane. Passport is on deck, and my country has been chosen. Yeah. I'm on my second passport, so I'm gonna keep a passport because yeah, I'm out of here. Marshall said Franken food and American healthcare costs go hand in hand. And now, they put this, I just seen this today, you all. Those paper straws that they give you because you can recycle them? There's a carcinogen in that paper. And when you drink your drink through the straw, it activates the inside. It's something that's in that paper that when you drink within paper straws, it activates a carcinogen and you're eating. You might want to look that up. I'm not joking. I saw the article. I saw the article today where those paper straws that they are giving out now to combat plastics are more bad for you than the plastic. Go figure. Bingo, and the FDA is behind it all. I would say your dog is smart. Man, what dog you talking about? Me and M, I think people fed their kids to MJ, and I think MJ didn't know where the boundaries were. I don't think he meant to. I just think he was a broken, fallible, grown man trying to be Peter Pan. Damn, man. I want to believe that Michael Jackson did not touch those kids. Macaulay Culkin said he did not get touched. There's another couple of little kids said that they didn't get touched, but it was one or two that said that they did get touched and they didn't change the stories. But what was funny is these is people that Michael was cool with. These are people that you bring, that I guess they use their children to try to become rich off of them by letting Michael. It's sick. I think that those parents should be prosecuted. I think that the parents that allowed their children, their daughters to be with R. Kelly, them people need to be prosecuted. And I think that some of these parents that let their children go with Diddy need to be prosecuted because there's no way that a 13-year-old Usher should have been living with Puff Daddy. No way. You got to look at some of the parents' logic. Usher's 13 years old and you let him live with a 22-year-old man that you didn't know at the time was fun. So, you live and you learn. Hindsight is 2020, but I don't think I would ever send my child. I don't give a hell how talented they are. I'm not sending my child somewhere that I'm not there. Don't let me get started. Marshall, I didn't go to college because I couldn't afford to, so I went to Tech because I could afford it by flipping states. That, of course, was 40 years ago with me. I understand exactly I understand. I knew that I wasn't going to the service. And my great grandmother wasn't going to. Basically, my great grandmother said, your daddy went to the service when he was younger, so you wouldn't have to do it. So I didn't go to service. I didn't go to the Army now. I went to college. Now, you would hope that it would be to the point where my son wouldn't even have to go to college because I would have a business that he could, but it doesn't work like that. A lot of times that cycle has to start back over because there's no continuation of it in the black family. It's like every generation that starts over, there's no continuation. As black people, when our family members died, first thing people say, we're gonna sell, we're gonna divvy the money up. I would pull the money together and do something with it to I have to work hard. Oh. Talk to for self. There's no me. There's no we. Only me. There's steak at the Dollar Tree. You should be. I'll be seeing people going there by them. Ugh, I can't believe it. Yeah, Dollar Tree and Family Dollar sell steaks. I don't know what brand they are. I don't look in that freezer section. I'm strictly in the candy. Strictly in the candy. But yeah, I see people coming there. I trip out when I see people in the Dollar Tree and the Family Dollar and they be walking through with baskets. What the hell do you need a basket for in the Dollar Tree? Nothing in there is gonna last over 1 or 2 uses. It's like Rainbow. When y'all ladies go to Rainbow to go shopping, you're going to get it one time. You may wear it twice, but you're not gonna wear it more than that because when you wash it, the little material is all over. Yeah, that's how I look at Family Dollar and Dollar Tree, man. People walking around with bass carts in there, man. I'm looking at them like, but you can't knock somebody's hustle, and you never know what somebody's going through. But yeah, I'm not gonna be walking through Family Dollar. I'm most definitely not gonna be back in the freezer foods and Family Dollar or Dollar Tree. I don't know. Yeah, them chips might be a year old. I wouldn't even buy no chips out of Family Dollar. I'm sorry. Mitchell said, I worked and went to school and graduated, finished, no loan, pay as I go. Wasn't no pay as you go at CA at Clark. Believe that. I think when my father paid my tuition when I went to Clark, I think that's the largest check at that time that I had ever seen in my life. Yeah, like, it's your car. You wanted to go to Clark. I was gonna get your car, but you go to Clark. Okay. F that car. Man, Clark has Spellman's right here. F that car. Yes. Sorry. Now I look back on maybe I wish somewhere else got that car. Nah. My life experiences when I went to Clark, Atlanta, a car couldn't replace those experiences if it was a bit. Elon is smart because he knows how to keep smart people around him and leverage their minds to achieve his dreams. Right. Any boss that wants to be the smartest person in the room is not going to be a good boss. A boss's job is to find the smart people where he doesn't have to be the smartest one. He can be smart about what he does, but let the plan part us. Yeah. Bosses who want to be you never want to work for a boss who wants to always be right. Nobody's always right. And you don't want to work for a boss that feels like they're the only ones. Hey, man. Go to Family Dollar. It's going to be people going to Family Dollar getting turkeys this year. Marshall said, for Christmas, I'm going to pay one bill for each family member for them. What? Yeah, your family going to love you the month of. Now, that is a present that's helpful. I'm going to pay one of y'all's bills. That's a present. Some shoes and some clothes, man. Right. Elon is a manager, not an inventor. Thomas Edison was a manager, not an inventor. He had Tesla working for him. And he was, Tesla, man. It's a whole lot of managers that get a lot of acclaim, but they weren't none but managers. Bill Gates. Mia M says the passport thing again for the folks in here. Y'all better get a passport. Because once you leave outside of the States, you see really where you fit in the grand scheme of things. When you leave out of the country, you get treated like a king and a queen. Any black person that's been outside of the country, any white person. Because there's so much. Food is so clean outside of the United States that you realize when you go places and there's not fillers and all types of stuff in it, you see that you really only need to eat once a day. If the food is good and clean, you only need to eat once a day. They put this stuff in this food that makes you want to keep eating and keep eating and keep eating. That's why so many people are fat, because they have basically they've been bioengineering food to come up with concoctions that make you keep coming back. That's why a Chick-fil-A sandwich has 47 ingredients in it. Ain't no chicken supposed to be that damn juicy. Yeah. Next time, yeah, y'all keep on eating them Chick-fil-A sandwiches. Chick-fil-A has 47 ingredients in that chicken. Do your research. There's a ton of waste in healthcare. I've seen it from the hospital side and the insurance side. There are endless savings opportunities, but need someone to lead the charge, and our government won't. That's why I was some of that stuff that I'm looking at the things that she's saying on these policies, and she's not saying nothing. Neither one of them are saying anything that hasn't been said before. It's like I done pulled out one of my old Maxell tapes and put it in the tape player. It's the same old rigmarole. Marshall said, I keep a hot passport. Yeah, yeah, buddy. Queen Kima has graced us. It's been so long since you've been around, Kima. What's been going on? Last time I talked to you, you was in Tulum, and I was in the Yucatan. We was an hour away from each other. I'm glad everything is going well with y'all. If y'all don't know Queen Kima, she's part of the Massfield family. She's been gone for a long time, but she's made a reappearance. And that's funny because YWG asked about you the other day. He was like, "Where Queen Kima? She ain't been around that much lately." Boom, you popped up. Kamala used the law to go after MJ for an agenda. Lawfare. Okay, yep. Democrats using the law to go after DJT to stop him. Lawfare again. Common denominator is wow. Okay. She went after MJ and D. Johnny. Wow. Yeah, she went at Mike hard. She went at Mike. She was trying to throw the. She wanted to make her name off of throwing Mike Jack in jail. It didn't work. It didn't work. Yeah, man. YWG was like, where Kima at? Here Kima is. Her fine self. Yeah, especially with this election, it might get real out here. Secure passports for your family ASAP. You got mine. And if you need to get one, you better get it now because it's like a 4-month backlog. And if you put it in now, you're probably not going to get it until after January 6th. So if you're looking to get a passport, you might put it in because it's a backlog. It's been a backlog for the last year and a half. Yeah. Put your request in. Mark, the military would have been, it was my second choice, but yeah. I took that ASVAB test and the Air Force dudes was like, you can go anywhere you want to go. Tell me what job you want. My grandmother was like, you going to school. That was the end of that. Me and Dollar Tree is good for candles, notepads, travel snacks, only the candy, not the food, and sometimes cleanest. Yeah, that's about the only thing that you should get out of Dollar Tree. Travel snacks. Don't get no bags of chips. Don't get nothing. No fiddle faddle. They always got them. Oh, don't get none of that. Don't get nothing in no packaging but candy. Like she said, candles, notepad, travel snacks, and cleaning supplies. That's about it. You don't want nothing else out of there. It's not going to last. Well, I take that back. I went to Family Dollar today, and I bought some Kingsford. It's some Kingsford charcoal briquettes that's got onion, paprika, and smoke flavor in the briquettes. I'm about to test it. Exactly. No continuation, hence the need for that is what reparations is needed for, because with black people, every generation has to start back over because we don't carry nothing on. So every generation starts over from the beginning, and that's where reparations comes in, because it gives you a chance to have wealth. Wealth is where you're not worried about everyday needs. And that is where reparations can change people's lives. Rainbow clothes dissolve in the washing. Yeah, y'all know what I'm talking about. Yeah, it's the one time from Family Dollar. The one time, yeah, ladies who shop at Rainbow, yeah, it's a one-time outfit. You're gonna wear it one time, you might get it twice, throw that bad boy out. Yeah. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. What nuggets? Those nuggets are home. Jim, right about that. Cook at home with the whole ingredients. Yeah, man. I like cooking my own food. I don't like going out. Last time I went out, 4 weeks ago, I went to Olive Garden. Man, my stomach was messed up for a week, man. I'm no more eating. Don't come for my Chick-fil-A. Man, Chick-fil-A got 47 ingredients in that little chicken sandwich. I do not want no parts of that. So, Kima, you need to quit eating it too. You need to quit eating. Ain't no telling what they injecting into them them chicken breasts. But I said that years ago, I was clowned you for not voting. Who clowned you for not voting? Yeah, man, the Maxell tapes, man. I still got old DJ Clue mixtapes, man. They in my mother's house in the attic. I got a whole bunch of tapes. Americans are fleeing America, hence the backlog. Yeah. Lots of Americans are moving to Mexico. Lots of Americans are moving to the Caribbean. Lots of Americans are moving to Africa. But one thing is for certain, there's a lot of black people that are moving abroad. Safer. I'm going to try to do it myself. That's the goal, is to get outside, because I mean you can live for a fraction of what you're paying here in America. I go to the Dominican Republic, I rent a 3-bedroom house for a week, and it's $400 for the whole week. I mean, not for 2 weeks, 10 days. 10 days, 3-bedroom house and pool out the door, $350. You can rent a 2-bedroom apartment in the Dominican Republic for about $350 a month, with a pool and a backyard and oh man, Marshall, I went to all them cenotes, man, and went to Chichen Itza, man. That was the time of my life. If you ever get a chance to go to the Yucatan Peninsula, go to Chichen Itza so you can go to the pyramids. I felt the energy for about a week after I left there. I know we've been talking politics for the last 2 hours, so we're talking about some different things now. So, yeah, conversation that we had, we did a full good, the bad, and the ugly on Kamala Harris. We've talked about some good things that she does and has done rather sparingly. We talked about some bad things that associated with her policies. We even talked about what positions that she has on her policies, even though it was kind of hard to tell. There's lots of conjecture in the way she talks. And then finally, we ended it off with the ugly, where we talked about Kamala Harris, how she has basically gone. She tried to arrest Mike Jack, and now she's basically trying to prosecute DJ2, Donald J. Trump. So we talked about those things tonight, and now we're just talking. We're talking about the policies, and basically talking about those policies has led into this conversation that we're having now. And yeah, now we're talking about travel. Queen Kima says, I didn't vote for Obama, yet I went to his inauguration front row. I didn't vote for Clinton nor Biden, Harris. Now it's cool to not vote, but I was bashed and I stood on 10. Okay, so those years you didn't vote at all. You wasn't okay. Now I voted for Clinton. I voted for Obama the first term, and I did not vote for Biden. I will say that. I'm looking at Belize or Mexico with 2 years after my daughter graduates from college. Yeah, I'm trying. Yeah, when I go to Mexico and I go to the Caribbean, the freedom that you feel, the food is just so good. I mean, if you don't have a passport, get your passport, because yeah, it's going down in 2025. We don't know what's going on, but you need to have a passport so that you can get outside these borders if you need to. Okay, we got Belize, we got Mexico, we got the Dominican Republic. Now we got Brazil. Where are some other places that people are thinking about moving to if they were to leave the country? You better not use that. I mean, if that's the case, man, what they put in them charcoal briquettes, man. But you're right, though. I'm gonna read the ingredients on that. I ain't never read the ingredients on no charcoal briquettes, but I'm gonna read it. That yeah, Marshall, you always say something enlightening, brother. Have me look. Yeah, man. He said, I bet that Kingsford glows in the dark, and man, I hope it don't. Okay, we got Belize, Mexico, Philippines, Brazil, Dominican Republic. Some people are moving to Costa Rica. There's lots of places that Black people are going to, man. Because you get a better. I'm not gonna lie. I love America. There's no better place to be. No better place to be, but for the cost and how good the food is, and I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. It's something about how that equator sun hits you that it just energizes you. That equator sun is an energizer. Okay, Thailand. I got some buddies that are in Thailand right now. They've been over there for six. I got a buddy that's in Brazil. He's been in Brazil for 6 months, and I got two buddies that are in Thailand. They've been in Thailand for 6 months. So people are getting up out of America. People are getting up out of America. And the thing about it is, if you have your own business and you're generating revenue where you don't have to go to an office, you can live wherever you need to be if you're working digitally. If you work digitally, you can live wherever. But yeah, lots of Americans, there's people who have said, it's on both sides. It's on both sides. There are people who have said, if Kamala Harris wins, they're moving out of the country. And there's people who have said, if Donald J. Trump wins, they're moving out of the country. So either way, in this election, there's going to be people that are moving abroad from America. So it's really up to people to Up to people to build those means and to build that equity so you can get up out of America. Okay, YWG went to Thailand. He said Thailand was fire, the cost of living was great, and the food was the bomb. Yeah, yeah. My buddies that are over in Thailand right now, I think they're paying. One of them's paying like $275 a month for $275 a month for an apartment, a 2-bedroom apartment, and yeah, they're loving it. They're loving it. Basically, they say they live for a fraction of the cost of to live in America, a fraction. So everybody that's just coming in now, I appreciate y'all. Hit the like button on the way in the door. We did a whole expose on Kamala Harris. We talked about some good things about her. We talked about some bad things about her. We talked about some ugly things about her. But now we were talking about Kamala Harris's stance on 10 different policies, and talking about those policies has led into these other conversations that we're having right now. And right now we're talking about who people voted for last elections. As well, we're talking about moving outside of the country. But I'm gonna go over here because I'm gonna look at this poll. Wow. Oh wow, this poll is crazy. 79% of the people who voted said they're not voting for Kamala Harris. 7 people said they're voting for her. 7% of people said they're voting for her just because he's a Democrat, and 14% because of her policies. I'll be honest, the way that these polls go, I do not see Kamala Harris winning. Unless she's, I don't know. I haven't seen a poll that she's won on anything. I've been on a whole bunch of YouTube channels that have had polls. I have not seen one poll that Kamala Harris was winning a general poll, not once. But they swear that it's an even race. I don't see. Queen Kima said, I just joined the expat group, building relationships and making plans and researching just areas. Nothing will be perfect, but I'm ready for the adventure. Yeah. I can see myself living outside the United States. It's enlightening. Marshall, I went to Chichen Itza back in the mid 80s when they wouldn't let us climb. The week before we went there, you could go up the steps, but some lady went to the top of the pyramid and took all the clothes off. So when I went, they had the pyramids blocked off where you couldn't, because that lady had ran up the steps and got naked. So yeah. So I didn't get to go up the pyramid. It was a great experience. It was a great experience. Chichen Itza is one of the 7 wonders of the world. You get a chance to go to the Yucatan Peninsula, go to Chichen Itza. It's life-changing. And you can also get a calendar that basically tells you who you are, because they map your birth date to the Mayan calendar, and basically they give you a paper that tells who you are as a person. It's uncanny. I bought mine. I have it. I'm going to get it framed, but yeah, it's uncanny how close that it is to who you actually are. Go to Chichen Itza. Queen Kima said, I don't want to be too far from my family. My first move out the country, but eventually South Africa is a retirement goal. I think I have roots to Science Koa tribe. My aunt doing the history work. Man, that's big. That's big-ish right there, Queen Kima. That's big-ish that you didn't trace your roots all the way back to the Science Koa tribe. What part of South Africa is that in? Just did, Marshall. She just did. Queen Kima said, my girlfriend from Newark moved to Costa Rica, my girl from Philly moved to Peru, and my guy from Africa moved to Japan. Man. See, that's what I'm talking about. I'm trying to, yeah, it's time to make moves. You know, you only live once. There are no do-overs. You can't be like, oh, I'm gonna come back and do it next. No, there are no do-overs. So whatever you plan on doing, you got to do it. You got to make it happen. There are no do-overs. Don't get no extra man at 10,000 days. Yeah, ain't no do-over. So get out. Cosplay will lose to the. That's the way I see it, man. We're gonna do the Donald J. Trump files next week to continue this two-part series. Tonight we focused on Kamala and her efficiencies and deficiencies. And although there were some good things, I don't think that it really changed my outlook too much. I'm at a loss. I don't know who I want to vote for. I don't know. And I can relate to that. That is a long. That's a long. If you got to get back because of something, that's a long way to come from. It's a long way. Question: are you all better off today? Are y'all better off today than you were yesterday? Or I'm lost. Repeat that. I think you spent. I don't think you meant to type that, Marshall. Big question: are y'all better off today than you are today? I think you might have been yesterday. You still climb the pyramids in Belize? Ooh wee. Yeah, I wish I would have been able to go to the top of that pyramid. I wish, but it was just but we got to go to the we went to the Game of Death arena where they got that circle on the side of two sides of the wall, and you know they got to knock that ball in with the hip, and whoever whole team put to death. Whole team. It was the arena of death. But yeah, the people were here and saw the Kamala information that we went over. Did anything that you all saw tonight change how you view her, or were your thoughts reinforced by what we talked about tonight? Because we came in saying that we don't know what her policies are, and we went through those policies, but really there was nothing in there that's any different. It's nothing. I mean, wow. We got another vote that's not voting for her, so it's 80% that say that they're not. Man, I'm like, also, some white American kid put graffiti on the temple, so the Mexican government stopped. Wow. Damn. Man, I don't know what's going on. Somebody was in a museum the other day and broke some $5 million vase and just smashed it and left out the museum. Jimmy the Kid. On a different note, stock up your food supplies with I talked about that today, man. I hope everyone had a chance to go to the grocery store today, because the prices that was in the grocery store today will not be the prices that's in the grocery store tomorrow. And I can attest, I don't know about anywhere else, but I'm here in Cincinnati, Newport, Kentucky, Cincinnati, Ohio, and they were changing the prices today when I was in the store. They had the person walking around with the little thing, and they were changing the prices today. So the price, if there is a grocery store that is 24 hours that is open near you, you may want to go to the grocery store. because the changes in the pricing, they said it's going to be drastic. They said some stuff is going to be 25 to 30% more than what it costs right now. And we know that a lot of that's going to be food and different goods. So yeah, I filled my car up today and I bought my groceries. And I went to the butcher. I don't buy meat out of the store. I go to the butcher. As you should. But yeah, was anything said tonight that changed your outlook on Kamala? The ends are Botswana, Namibia, and southeastern Angola. Okay. That's a large area. Yeah, that's we no, I was better off yesterday than I was and before that. And as the days have gone by, it's progressively gotten worse. So yeah. Yeah, that was next to that temple, man. And then when you went, did they have you in there going, ha, ha? And it was echoing all through man, that was, hey, man. If you ever get a chance, go to Chichen Itza. Temples in the Yucatan Peninsula. I actually went to the city of Yucatan. And there were Black people in the Yucatan Peninsula. I saw lots of sculptures with big blockhead, big lip, big nose people. And that's not what Mexicans look like. So yeah, there are towns in Mexico that the people look Black. And down in the Yucatan Peninsula, there were some Africans or people from America that were down there, and they have sculptures, and you can see all that stuff. And there are no big lip, big nose, blockhead Mexicans. These are features that just aren't. So yeah, it was enlightening. It was enlightening. I got to meet the shaman, so yeah. But Kamala Harris. Next week, Donald J. Trump. Yep. Everyone needed to go to the grocery store today because tomorrow prices and going forward, prices are going up because of the dock worker strike. The dock workers were actually fighting the truck drivers in Baltimore this afternoon. I just thought, oh man, I missed the Amish market in Maryland. I missed the Amish market. That meat and that food, I missed the Amish market. I did send my daughter a couple dollars and told her, yeah, for real. It's about to be crazy. It's about to be real crazy. What's crazy is they dropped the interest rates 2 weeks ago. They dropped the interest rate, and now this happened. So, Kima, you missed out. We were talking about the $25,000 tax credit for people, first-time home buyers, and how that's not really. Yeah, we talked about a lot of stuff. Granted, there was some good stuff that I learned about Kamala Harris, but I think overall, I still have the same. I think I'm still in the same place where I was before I did this research and this expose on her. And I'm probably, after I do the research on Donald J. Trump this week for his Donald J. Trump files next week, I'll probably be in the same predicament right now that I am. I mean, next week that I am right now, where nothing changed my outlook on the research that I did and the conversations we had tonight. May have even got a little bit more fun. I love the Amish market. I go in Laurel. Yeah, that's the one I went to, the one in Upper Marlboro. The one that's open on Saturdays and the whole little plaza is Amish. But Queen Kima, are you leaning towards? Who do you think? Who? Because I haven't talked, and the reason I'm asking is I haven't talked to you in a couple months. Who do you think is the candidate? Because we had Mia M. I don't know if she's still in here, but she said that we have to pick the lesser of two evils, which is Kamala Harris to her. That's a good one. That's a good one. But who are you leaning to? Who has said the most things that resonate with you? Uh-oh. Okay. Are we in the end times? Hey man, they came out with man. They said that the black hole is in the middle of basically they're saying that the black hole is Antarctica. Sorry. Queen Kima said yes and no. We are better off because of the times, but not exactly because of things like gay rights ahead of black rights, for example. I mean, all fringe groups, all fringe groups' rights and wants get pushed ahead of blacks' rights and wants. I mean, we can just look at the immigrant stuff that's going on right now. These people staying in five-star hotels. They're getting more benefits they're getting more money than unemployment benefits allow. And they food stamp cards be having like $1,500-$1,600 on it. So I mean, I don't know. I just think that the gap between the haves and the have-nots has grown in the last 4 years. And prior to that, the gap between the haves and the have-nots wasn't as wide as it is now. Now, just because I'm saying that doesn't mean that I don't have any allegiance to any of these candidates. I know who I'm going to vote for, if I'm going to vote for either one of them, probably up until the last minute, because no one has said anything that resonates with me. Kamala Harris hasn't said anything that resonates with me, and Donald Trump has just said crazy stuff. I'm not going to really say too much about Donald J. Trump tonight because I want to save all that info for next week. But you already know I'm talking about. They're eating dogs. It's about an hour and a half, 2 hours away from where I'm at right now, Springfield, Ohio. I'm in Cincinnati, Ohio. So yeah, I'm going to do some research on that. I'm going to do a research on. I mean, it's a lot that we're going to talk about in terms of Donald J. Trump. Yeah, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And just like Kamala, there's probably going to be more bad and ugly than good. We talk next week as well. So, yeah, we'll see where that goes. We'll see where that goes. Hey, Jimmy, I appreciate you coming, man. I'll talk to you this week. Hope you'll be back next week. But, yeah. Queen Kima, I appreciate you coming through. But I'll probably be signing back on. It's 12 o'clock. I'm getting ready to go have me a nightcap. I may do another nightcap show like I did last week. But yeah, about to sign off here. I might be back on in about 15 or 20 minutes. I'm gonna go have me a nightcap, have me a nice little drink somewhere, supposed to be 40 degrees. Seems like gonna have me a glass of bourbon to warm myself up. It's your boy Masterfield. The Peel was real. I appreciate everybody that came through tonight. We got some new members for the Monster Peel family that's coming through now, and I appreciate y'all. Hit the like button. Look out for the videos. I know that I will be doing a show Friday night. I got a Friday night show called Sex Talk with Mobs. So we're gonna be talking sex Friday night. I don't know what time it is, but it's probably gonna be around 11 or 12 because it's Friday night. But yeah, Sex Talk with Monster Peel coming Friday night. It's your boy Moss. And this has been another great show. I appreciate everybody came through. See y'all next week. See you Friday. See you Thursday, but yeah,